They have a losing record, and everyone in baseball is trying to copy them. The Braves have been a disappointment on the field, but their Battery Atlanta home has made them the envy of the rest of the sport, because baseball is a business. In the standings, the Atlanta Braves have been one of the most disappointing teams in baseball this season. Once expected to contend for a championship, they instead find themselves 11 games under 500. They would need a miraculous second half to even have chance at the playoffs. With injuries to many of their starting pitchers, and position players that can't seem to get out of their batting slumps, Braves fans aren't crossing their fingers. But in the eyes of MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred and other power players in the industry, the Braves aren't just a bunch of underperforming no-hopers. In fact, they're a shining example for the rest of the sport. The reason has nothing to do with their success on the field. Rather, it's because they have become an economic juggernaut off it, and have turbocharged perhaps the most profound change to the professional sports business in a generation.
It is no secret everybody looks at this model frankly with envy.
Truist Park, the Braves' 8-year-old stadium in suburban Cobb County, just hosted the All-Star Game for the first time in July. The event served as the ultimate showcase not only for the ballpark but for the 2.25 million square feet of apartments, offices, hotels, restaurants, and entertainment options that surround it. When the Braves set out to build a replacement for Turner Field, their former home just south of downtown Atlanta, they knew they were designing more than a sports venue. They were looking to create an entire neighborhood that would be a popular destination all year round, with a baseball stadium serving as its anchor. The result is the Battery Atlanta, a mixed-use development that has grown into a model that organizations across the sports landscape are now racing to copy. The complex features a music venue that can fit close to 4,000 people, a 10-screen movie theater, 250,000 square feet of retail and restaurant space, and 1.675 million square feet of office space. Comcast, Papa John's and Gas South are among the companies with headquarters on site. Shake Shack is opening a second U.S. hub there. And the Braves control it all, making them far more than a baseball team. They have become a real estate developer. As fans, we can only hope that these real estate developers sign Ronald Acuna to a lifetime deal, and re-sign many of the players that has made this team a consistent playoff team that fans love.
If you're coming to Atlanta and there's no baseball game that day, there are still fun things that are going to be destination-oriented driving you to this experience. And, making the cash register ring. If you are a sports card collector, Cards HQ, the largest sports card shop in the United States, is only a couple of blocks down the road from the Battery.
The cash register has been ringing quite a bit. 9 million people visited the Battery last year, 3 times as many who bought a ticket to watch the Braves play baseball in 2024. A publicly traded corporation, Atlanta Braves Holdings reported $67.3 million in mixed-use development revenue last year, up 14% from 2023. Quarter 1 of 2025 is up 23% from the same period in 2024. That's a small piece of the Braves' total earnings, but it's a critical chunk. Nearly half of the Braves' net local revenue, which includes things like ticket sales, media rights deals, and concessions, goes into a pot that is shared among the 30 MLB clubs. Because money derived from the Battery isn't considered baseball revenue under the sport's collective bargaining agreement, the Braves keep it all for themselves. Overall, the impact has been enormous. In 2016, the final year the Braves played at Turner Field, their total revenues were $264 million. Last year they were $663 million. And as revenues have risen, so has the money the Braves have reinvested into the team. Despite what some fans may think, after ranking 24th in payroll in 2016, the Braves have been in the top 10 in MLB in each of the past 3 seasons, according to data compiled by SpotRack. The players they have let go, and the ones they kept and paid, will always be debatable. Many fans feel Braves management is focused too much on money, based upon some of the players they didn't re-sign and how they dealt with Braves legend Craig Kimbrell and others. When the Braves began considering what the Battery might be, they drew inspiration not from the newest stadiums, but from the 2 oldest, Chicago's Wrigley Field and Boston's Fenway Park. Both ballparks are built in neighborhoods and are surrounded by businesses for fans to patronize before and after games. What if the Braves had something like that? Schiller and Plant wondered. Except they would actually own it. The Braves weren't the first team to come to that realization. Patriot Place, a shopping center built around Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass., opened in 2007. The first phase of Ballpark Village, a dining and entertainment district near the St. Louis Cardinals' home stadium, opened in 2014. Cubs owner Tom Ricketts has bought property around Wrigley Field to join the sports real estate boom.
These owners got smart. They realized that other people were getting rich off of their presence. Hopefully owners will understand the players on the field are the ones that are making all this happen.
The difference with the Battery is that the stadium and mixed-use area were planned together from the outset, conceived as a single entity. Fans sitting behind the plate look out beyond the confines of the ballpark and see the Battery's Omni Hotel and the Comcast building, beckoning people to the area after the final out. It's easy to get sucked into the action. Walking out of the right field gate of Truist Park, fans are immediately met with a sea of restaurants and pubs perfectly placed to celebrate a win or drown their sorrows after a loss. There's a splash pad for kids, and a stage where bands can hold concerts. One bar even has a mechanical bull. The baseball stadium almost becomes an afterthought by comparison. The Battery was built as a public-private partnership, and to some, the public part remains controversial. One prominent sports economist, J.C. Bradbury of Kennesaw State University, says his research has determined that the project has been a money loser for taxpayers. Cobb County officials dispute that conclusion, saying that the Battery's property tax bill justifies the investment. I can tell you from personal experience, Braves fans living in Cobb County have no complaints. What's inarguable, however, is that the Battery has been an overwhelming victory for the Braves, which explains why everybody else now wants to build their own version. So many pro sports teams have asked for a tour of the Battery that the Braves can hardly keep up with the demand. Demarest says his group is currently working with organizations across the 4 major American sports leagues and Major League Soccer to build a mixed-use development around either their existing stadium or a brand new one.
The goal, Demarest says, is to accomplish what the Braves accomplished. The days of a sporting venue sitting in a sea of surface parking, Demarest says, are over. For fans that enjoy visiting different sports stadiums, this trend should make the experience more enjoyable as more and more sports teams adopt this all-inclusive game plan. What are your thoughts? Does this make sense to you? Have you visited Truist Park? Did you enjoy the experience? We would love to hear your thoughts and comments on the idea of stadium communities. This video was brought to you by cmgsportscardinvestments.com. If you enjoyed this behind the scenes, look at the business of baseball. We hope you will like this video and share it with someone else who may like this behind the scenes look. Thanks for watching and enjoy your summer. Consider taking in a baseball game.